Our next speaker will be Brad Ploeger to introduce Brad Joey Kidd.
Well, to play on a phrase, who is Brad Ploeger? Well, I can tell you someone who's asking that very question right now. You see, recently we've been walking around canvassing near Margaret Kaiser's house. She used to incumbent for 59. And so I know for a fact that she's been thinking, who is Brad Ploeger? So, but without further ado, I give you Brad, my partner Brad.
Josiah said something to me a little moment ago about Daniel always seems to never forget my last name right. I should probably should pick Joey's last name. But, you know. To my great libertarian friends in this room and in this state, I stand here with these other nominees, united and determined. We will advance the cause of freedom together by being on the ballot, by seeing our party out there, running these races. We are dedicated to the undeniable greatness of our cause, freedom. It's that simple. And together, we will win. I will accept your nomination with a deep sense of humility. I accept the responsibility that goes with that nomination. And I seek your continued help and guidance. The cause of liberty is too great for a single person to advance. I promise to teach you that I am completely dedicated to this election. In this world, there are no guarantees, but we can do all that we can, and we will win. Now, my friend, the tide is against freedom. We see it every day. Another program. We must and we shall return to the proven ideas of freedom and liberty, not because they are old, but because they work. We must stand up and be the leaders, the flag bearers of freedom. This party, with every action, word, and deed, has that single focus. Freedom is such an esoteric thing for most people. They don't understand what it is anymore. They expect someone else to do things for them. But freedom ultimately comes from believing in the individual. That person knows what is best for their life, not some government official somewhere that can make a decision. The leaders of our state have forgotten the genius of individual creativity. They are now more than ever dependent on centralized planning, rules, mandates, red tape. Rather than trying to find ways to mitigate the problems facing our state, the General Assembly votes on meaningless resolutions and does little that will undo the malaise facing us today. Instead of finding ways to prime the pumps of capitalism, they instead debate needless things, bare limits for hunting, instead of dealing with the big problems we face. All we've been given are red circuses and scandals lately. Today there are crime on our streets, corruption in our capital, pessimism amongst our youth, and cynicism amongst our elders. While facing these difficult problems, the leaders of this state refuse to provide any meaningful solutions. But there is a better way, our way, freedom. We need to empower the small business owner to use his genius of individual creativity. The heavy yoke of government regulation must be lifted. They need to no longer turn around and see that heavy hand of government stopping them at every turn. We need to place a moratorium on corporate income taxes in this state while unemployment remains above 7%. We must allow the heart of our economy to beat. If tax breaks are good enough for the biggest businesses to relocate here, that's good enough for every business in the state. We need to let the businesses succeed or fail on their own. Not with government intervention. Let the markets decide what works. As a state, we must look to our transportation infrastructure and ensure that it adequately supports our economy. We need roads, we need bridges, we need those things. But we need to make sure that they're judged adequately and objectively. No longer can we tolerate graft and corruption on granting of these contracts. We need to make sure we use existing resources we have before we pass another tax, before we want more money, and feed a broken system even more. But we know the issues facing the state. All the nominees know these issues. This party understands these issues. Now, we have to win. You know, my campaign has a plan. We've got a petition. We've got 1,600 signatures together. That's going to be done. We've already hired Free and Equal for ballot access work, so we can work on fundraising and going after the voters, getting our name out there. To win 59, we need 5,500 votes. That's possible. We can meet those people. We can shake that many hands. And we will shake that many hands. We will win House District 59.